Thank you for joining us on this live Sunday edition, the 26th day of July, 2009. If you're just joining us for the first time, this is a very important radio broadcast you're about to hear in the next 2 hours, and I would encourage everybody to stop what you're doing and to pay attention and to take notes and to not believe me, to check out the information we're about to cover for yourself. We're not only on the AM and FM dial, global shortwave, satellite, and the Internet, streaming right now at Infowars.com. We're also streaming in live video living color from here in the studio at PrismPlanet.tv. And that's good because my crew in here on this Sunday edition is going to be putting up mainstream news articles, government documents during the next 2 hours at PrismPlanet.tv for the viewers. But if you're just listening on the radio, as most people are, you can go to Infowars.com and PrismPlanet.com, and there are several big news articles that we've written, that Kurt Nimmo and Paul Watson have written, that are filled with all of the links that go to mainstream news stories, government documents, CDC press conferences, so that you can break down all the facts that we're laying out here for you today. We're also going to have open phones specifically today on the fear-mongering dealing with the swine flu that cropped up in April. And then Napolitano, the head of Homeland Security, and others said, get ready for massive deaths in the fall and winter. It's a guarantee, and we're going to forcibly inoculate you, and we're going to federalize everything, and the United Nations is in control of Europe, China, Japan, the United States, Canada, Mexico. Everybody's following the UN's orders from the same sheet of music. So we're going to be breaking that down here today. And the toll-free number, but we're only taking calls, folks, on this subject. This is very, very important. 888-201-2244. 888-201-2244 is the toll-free number to call. We are live. Again, it is 4 o'clock and 8 minutes, 45 seconds, 4:08 and 47 seconds, Central Standard Time, ladies and gentlemen. 888-201-2244. We're going to open the phones up right now. That is, open up the phone system so you can call in. Okay. Let me just read to you some headlines here, and then I'm going to break down what we're really facing and why I'm so concerned. Because I've been looking at this, I've been studying it for months. We broke a lot of news and information during the staged fear-mongering by the government that we were attacked for, but later, as usual, vindicated on. We told you from State of Texas documents that I received from a city official here in Austin directly into my hand. But, of course, we can't give you that source, or we'd lose those sources. But I posted the document, the secret document, with phone numbers, blacking out the name of who gave it to us, that the state of Texas had a meeting with the feds. This is when we were at level 4, and they said, we're really at level 5, going to level 6 in 96 hours. Under that, we are officially under global martial law, forced inoculation, forced arrest, quarantines, mass graves. All of this could be implemented. And I went on air and I said, this is real. I even called the numbers on the document. I didn't believe the city official that gave it to me. I mean, I knew they were telling the truth, but I trusted them, but I verified, as Ronald Reagan would say. I called the numbers. I talked to the state of Texas doctors on the state of Texas Health Board, and they said, where did you get this? You're not supposed to have it. So I went on air, and we broke that. And then months later, they said, yeah, we were really under level 6, and we're still under level 6, and we may forcibly inoculate, have mass graves in the fall and winter. So late 2009 to 2010. Now, that doesn't mean this is going to happen, but it means the feds are gearing up for it. Still, people were in denial. Now, the last few months, they've been fear-mongering. ABC News, Fox, CNN saying, yes, martial law to keep you safe. Yes, martial law is coming. We're going to forcibly inoculate all Americans. 195 million dosages have already been bought, MSNBC. So let me just go over some facts here. This is a swine flu hoax. Why? Regular flu every year, according to the Centers for Disease Control, kills 37,000 Americans out of 300 million. Why, and I've got the latest CDC numbers, why with less than 200 deaths, and that's everybody on this list had had a heart attack, had pneumonia, had had surgeries, had AIDS. They were all very sick. Babies on ventilators that get it die. I mean, this is weak. Why are they hyping it? Well, let me just go over those facts later. The point is that this is ridiculous. And then I have the fact that Baxter and other big companies a year before this broke out put in a patent for this very RNA sequence for this virus. We're going to go over that evidence. So out of the blue, this thing kills one person and then two people back in April in the U.S., and they act like it's the end of the world, start shutting everything down. Then I said, folks, this is clearly a drill for in the fall when they're trying to pass the banker takeover and all this other hate crimes, hate speech legislation. This is going to be used as a cover. Now they're openly saying that. They're openly saying it's coming in the fall, forced inoculations. Now, I don't know if they're going to get away with this. They tried back in 2002 with the Model States Health Emergency Powers Act. They passed that in Congress to forcibly inoculate all Americans. They couldn't get it off the ground because the medical workers and police that were supposed to force us to do this was in the LA Times and Associated Press. Big news, wouldn't take the shots. So I guess they think because people are more afraid of flu, they can get this through this time. The question is, why are they doing this? But let me just read you some of the news headlines I've got. Then I'm going to come back and walk through all this. It just makes my head spin. There's so much evidence this is a hoax. And this could be the big one. You know, they're saying it is the big one with no evidence. I'm saying it could be the big one because they're certainly hyping and massing their forces right now. And if we speak out and expose them, it may kill this program. It may shut them down. So this is life and death. Remember, the White House science czar says he wants to reduce the world's population by over 80%, wants forced abortion, infanticide, and to put drugs and chemicals in the water to sterilize you. And United Nations Biological Diversity Assessment 1996 says they would use worldwide engineered flus. Dr. Pianka at UT says they want engineered Ebola to kill you. Remember who runs things, eugenicist. This is official State Department U.S. policy, State Department Memorandum 200. So we're not in Kansas anymore, folks. You're living in the middle of a science fiction movie with a bunch of Hitlerian, out-of-control, power-tripping scientists and eugenicists that are trying to train you to accept a police state lockdown in the name of biohazard when they are the very people that once they've got you trained to be locked down that are going to use controlled bioweapons releases to wipe us out. And I know that's scary, but that's just the facts. I've been talking about this for over a decade. Now it's mainstream news. CNN, Fox are reporting it. But like it's a good thing. Well, shouldn't we sterilize everybody? You know, some extremists don't want to be sterilized. Let me just give you some of the headlines right now. MSNBC, swine flu tally halted as school year fears loom. MSNBC. These are just dots I'm throwing out there. We're going to connect them coming up. Swine flu tally halted as school year fears loom. Here's another one. Plans for mass graves confirmed. Government surveying cemetery readiness for flu outbreak. That was April 3rd, 2009, Aaron Dykes. Before the latest flu freak out, we said they're going to use it in the fall. Here is the New York State Department of Cemeteries secret document we received dealing with the mass graves and how they're planning for millions of dead. Now, why is that important? Because the Associated Press today, and this is up on the Drudge Report, not just up on Infowars.com. This is AP. Remember, I got made fun of when I gave you the secret New York documents from our sources with phone numbers. But people don't call the numbers. They just say I'm lying. Here's AP. City plans to use catacombs for swine flu victims. We're going to cover it all, ladies and gentlemen, when we get back. A bunch of other dots I'm going to throw out there. They're planning to forcibly inoculate school children first. Stay with us.